Cell phones are everywhere. You can find them in pockets, in purses, and in hands. They've become so pervasive in our lives, it's hard to imagine a world without them. But this reliance on cell phones has caused many public health and safety issues, from increased radiation exposure to distracted driving. So, what is the dark history behind cell phones? To get to the bottom of that, let's take a look at the technology's origins. Cell phone technology was developed in the 1970s by the military-industrial complex, which sought to create a wireless communications network for military use. But this technology has an environmental cost, too. The production of cell phones uses a lot of energy and resources, and the disposal of used phones is also a major contributor to pollution and waste. So, what does this mean for our future? If we continue to rely on cell phones, we could be facing a future of increased health risks, environmental destruction, and economic inequality. Join us as we explore the dark history behind cell phones and discuss the potential implications of these issues. To better understand the health risks associated with cell phones, let's look at the science behind them. Research has shown that there is a link between cell phone usage and an increased risk of cancer, as well as other neurological and developmental issues. The World Health Organization has classified cell phone radiation as a possible carcinogen, and it's recommended that people limit their exposure to avoid potential health risks. To reduce your exposure, you can use a hands-free device or earpiece, keep your cell phone away from your body, and limit your usage, especially when you're in areas with poor reception. Cell phones can have a serious impact on our mental health, too. Studies have shown that our use of cell phones can lead to increased depression, anxiety, and even addiction. Constant exposure to our phones can make us less aware of our surroundings and disconnect us from the people around us. This can lead to feelings of isolation and disconnection, making it harder to form meaningful connections with others. So, it's important to be mindful of our usage and take regular breaks from our phones. This can help us to stay connected to the world around us and find balance in our lives. But it's not just the health risks that are concerning. The production of cell phones requires a lot of energy, resources, and labor, which can lead to economic inequality and exploitation. And then there's the issue of disposal. Cell phones are made with toxic materials, and when they're discarded, they can leach into the environment, causing pollution and health hazards. Let's take a look at the privacy implications of cell phones. With the rise of mobile devices, our personal data has become increasingly vulnerable. From our location data to our browsing history, there is a wealth of information that can be collected and used to track our behavior and target us with advertisements. And unfortunately, many of the most popular phones come with weak security measures, making them susceptible to hacks and data breaches. So, how can we protect ourselves? It's important to be aware of the potential risks and take steps to protect our data, like using strong passwords and two-factor authentication. Cell phones have become such a ubiquitous part of our lives, it's no surprise that they've become the subject of numerous conspiracy theories. The most common theory is that cell phones are being used to spy on us, with governments and corporations collecting our data and using it to control us. Other theories claim that cell phones are causing cancer and other health issues, or that they're being used to manipulate our behavior. While these theories are often dismissed as baseless, it's important to remember that there are legitimate concerns about the safety and privacy issues associated with cell phone usage. So, what can be done to address these issues? It's important to remember that these problems don't have easy solutions. But by raising awareness and pushing for more sustainable solutions, we can make a difference and create a brighter future. Despite the risks associated with cell phones, there is no denying their usefulness. They enable us to stay connected with the world and have become an integral part of our lives. But how can we ensure that we use them in a safe and responsible way? The answer may lie in the development of new technologies. Companies are already starting to develop phones that use less energy and resources, as well as new materials that are less toxic and more easily recycled. There are also new designs that use renewable energy sources, such as solar power, to reduce our reliance on fossil fuels. So, while the dark history behind cell phones may be troubling, there is hope for the future. By raising awareness and pushing